a lot of problems we have in computation is because our computers are too slow. You know, so now if we have fast computers, we can solve a lot of problems, medical problems, a lot of logistic problems. Logistic problems take up a lot of computer processing time. People don't understand or realize that. But a lot of these things can be solved if our computers were fast.
All right, guys, we got Armando on today. First time I've had a futurist on the podcast and also a crypto expert. Thanks for coming, man.
I appreciate it, man. Always a big fan. I love watching your stuff.
Thanks, dude. What makes you want to think about the future so heavily, I guess? Because a lot of people don't think that far ahead.
Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, so like most kids around my age, I got into Back to the Future.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I was always like fascinated with the future. So I started reading about, you know, the technologies that were coming, you know, a lot of technology that exists right now. And just, and then figured out, from there, I tried to figure out why did, you know, some of the things that were predicted, for example, flying cars, never came to fruition, and why some did, and why some got rejected, and why some didn't get rejected, and did get, some of the stuff did get adopted and some didn't. So I started like researching how all this works, the psychology, group psychology, markets and cycles, a lot of other different things. And I started like just getting deep into it, right? Then I went to school for computer science, studied all of that, and then all of a sudden everything just came together: finance, computer science, and futurism, and it just all came together.
Now I got to know why you think flying cars don't exist.
The reason why flying cars don't exist now is because, nobody really knew this back then. Things come with time, right? Is that flying cars are too dangerous. First of all, they take up too much energy. For a car to fly as opposed to rolling is like an 8-9 times difference in energy cost, right? Because you have to lift the car, the entire weight of the car. Right. When you have wheels, that's a simple machine, so you don't have to move the entire weight of the car. But with flying, you do. And then if there's an engine failure or error by the pilot, I guess, everybody dies, you know? So that's the reason why we don't have flying cars. We can technically make them, but it's a way more complex to fly a car as opposed to driving a car, and also the energy concerns, and also you know, all of that. So that's the reason why we don't have flying cars.
So that being said, in our lifetime, where do you see cars heading to? Do you see self-driving cars?
I think autonomous cars will be, everybody will have autonomous cars. I think in the future, when we look back, a lot of the, maybe my kids and maybe your kids or whatever, they'll look back and say, I can't even believe humans were allowed to drive cars. You know, to being, you know, how dangerous they were. You know, that's the #1 cause of deaths in the country.
Wow.
Right? And right before heart disease, you know, cars, people getting in car wrecks. So people will look back and say they can't believe that humans even drove, you know, because it'll be all automated. Now,
crazy.
The flying cars will be for like, you know, maybe getting from like New York to New Jersey and stuff like that, maybe hubs, you know, so you get in a hub kind of like you do with the bus. You fly somewhere and you get off and you get into an autonomous car to get you to your final destination.
I know Elon was trying to do the underground cars, right? The Hyperloop or whatever.
Yeah. I still think that's going to work in the future. So a lot of stuff that Elon's doing is very, he's way out there and people don't understand what's going on, but I think he's a genius.
Yeah, he got a lot into politics, so he's getting a lot of hate now. But I
don't know why he did. I would have stayed out of politics.
Yeah. But. I mean, look what it did to his companies. Yeah. Destroyed it. Yeah.
Right. But I think all that's coming back. I think it's temporary. That's why I think Tesla's a good buy right now. That's why I'm buying a lot of Tesla, because I think that it will come back with time. I think it's emotion, people taking political sides, but you can't stop a very powerful company like Tesla and their technology and what it's doing for humanity, that eventually you won't be able to stop it.
You agree with his takes on AI too?
What specifically?
He wants it to be, he's in a lawsuit, isn't he? Because they made it for profit, OpenAI.
Oh yeah, because AI, because OpenAI was a not-for-profit open source. There's a difference between a profit. So a lot of the people contributed to it for free. They gave money for free. And then at the end, you change to a profit. That's almost like, you know, burning your early they weren't technically but contributors. Right. Both with work contributors and also the capital contributors. So I could see how somebody would be mad at that, because you were trying to contribute to something that was going to help humanity, and all of a sudden they turn for profit. It's kind of like a stab in the back.
I could see that, yeah. Do you believe AI is humanity's final invention?
I think so, but I don't think it's going to be in a bad way. I think what's going to happen with AI is that it will take over everything that we know, everything that we do. But when AI does finally take over, we will ask it to take over. That's what people don't realize. The financial system, the economy, and all the political system, everything will get so complicated that humans won't be able to no longer, manage all of that. And then we will ask AI to step in to manage things more efficiently, and we will all be better off. And AI it won't be like the Terminator, it won't be all in front of you, it'll be behind the scenes. We won't even know what's happening. Because at that point, AI's intelligence level, we can call it that, will be much higher than a human intelligence. It's like an ant. Ants don't know that we exist. So AI, we wouldn't even know that AI is even existing or what it's doing. We have no conception over what AI will be doing in the future. It'll be so much higher intelligence than us, we won't even be able to perceive it.
Damn.
But it will be controlling our whole lives in probably a positive way.
Do you think it's more intelligent than us right now?
No, it will be probably 2035.
Wow. In 10 years.
Yeah.
And do you think it'll be conscious at that point too?
So the thing about consciousness, at 2035, I believe that AI will hit what we call the singularity. That means that's the moment in which AI is more intelligent than humans. And then from that point on, it's an exponential growth up. So we won't even be able to understand it anymore. Now, so the question of consciousness, the thing about it is that I believe it will be able to replicate consciousness. Now, people say, well, that's not good enough. Yeah, it is, because I'm not sure if everybody is conscious or not. I'm not sure if you're conscious. You could be a robot. I don't know. Any kind of replication or simulation of consciousness is true consciousness, from far as we know. So it doesn't matter if they're replicated or they have true consciousness. I believe that we will perceive it as a true consciousness, and we will start to act in a way that we see AI as having personalities, a conscious, and even identities in the future. And I believe in the future, one day humans will fight for rights for AI. Like when AI becomes, people start dating, AI personalities.
That's already happening. It
is happening. It's gonna take over a lot, And AI is, for example, you're an old person, right? Your family is abandoning you, and you got a robot. Robot comes to you, talks to you, listens to your stories. Over time, you build an emotional connection with that bot. And now, if you're rich, you say, well, I believe like they do. They leave money to pets now.
The Tri-Light from Therisage is no joke. Medical grade red and near infrared light with 3 frequencies per light, deep healing, real results, and totally portable. It's legit. Photo biomodulation tech in a flexible on-body panel. This is the Tri-Light from Therisage, and it's next level red light therapy. It's got 118 high-powered polychromatic lights, each delivering 3 healing frequencies, red and near infrared, from 580 to 980 nanometers. It's sleek, portable, and honestly, I don't go anywhere without it.
Like older people, when they die, they'll leave millions to a cat. Now, you don't believe they'll leave millions to the AI bot? Now, when the AI bot says, I think I should be able to spend my money, now we're talking about human rights. Now, should the bot have a bank account? Should the bot be able to spend how he wants? Who actually owns the bot? And you see, these questions will start to come up as AI starts to take over.
Right.
And then people will start saying, I think AI should have humanity, they should have a social security number, they should have everything that we have, civil rights, and all of that will happen in the next 20 to 30 years.
Damn. So you don't think it'll go haywire?
No. There's no reason. I mean, I always tell people, it doesn't say, when you think about AI, give me a reason why you think it would go haywire that has nothing to do with a movie. So you can't do it. Like, you're like, well, Terminator, well, don't use movies as references. Now, there's no reason for AI to go haywire. It's just, it's just like any other animal. It's just going to find a purpose, fit into that purpose, and then that's going to be it.
See, that's a good point you bring up. A lot of people are programmed, whether it's through movies, what they watch or be taught growing up,
Exactly.
And when it comes to AI specifically, everyone assumes it's going to go haywire.
Because every single movie has AI going haywire.
Yeah.
So there's no representations of AI being, nice. It's always like iRobot, Terminator, Matrix. It's always evil.
Now let's get into something real interesting. So do you believe Bitcoin was created by AI?
I believe it was. And recently, the CEO of Binance agreed. I mean, he said the same thing. And I believe what happened is that, and it sounds crazy now, but it's the truth. I believe what happened is that in 2009, when Bitcoin was created, there was an early version of AI that possibly created Bitcoin. Now, why would they do that? Now, the reason an AI robot would do that was for 2 reasons: control of finances, and also to create a decentralized network to store itself on in the future. Now, how do you do that with humans today? You incentivize them to do the work for you. Now, I need money to control, to do whatever I'm going to do. Everybody needs money, countries, organizations, individuals. Money moves things forward. So how would a AI right now accumulate money without being seen? They can't take it from the bank. They can't steal it. They can't earn it. People would see it. So you create a financial system. You take the first coins, which is Satoshi's wallet, and you let the rest run. And you build a system that incentivizes people to build the system up through building out the network and also increasing the demand. And then 20, 30 years later, when Bitcoin's 10 million a coin, you have the first so many thousands of Bitcoin, and now you're a trillionaire. And then you come out and say, start doing what you want to do.
Crazy.
And you also have a decentralized network to store yourself on. Because one of the biggest threats of AI, if you look at it from an AI perspective, is a centralized node. So if we wanted to one day turn off AI, we just turn off that node and it's over. So AI will be able to predict our moves, decentralize itself on that type of network, and then we couldn't stop it.
So you really think someone will become a trillionaire off Bitcoin one day?
I think that whoever the wallet is, whoever owns the Satoshi's wallet will be a trillionaire by 2035.
Wow. It's nuts. Because they got 1 million Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. And that's what we know of. Now, there's other smaller wallets out there. There's wallets that we don't know who owns it. It's been dormant since the beginning of Bitcoin. We're not sure if that's Satoshi or not. So it could be 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 trillion by then.
Jeez.
So we don't know.
That is nuts, dude. Super nuts. So you're bullish on Bitcoin long term?
I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. I think it's going to be one day the future money.
Wow. Even though it's all-time higher now, 120?
Yeah, I still think it's a lot higher because, first of all, if AI created it, so
yeah.
Second reason is I think even if AI didn't create it, there's game theory at work. So countries will have to fight each other for the next 10 years for control of it. And that's going to push the price up well past $1 million.
That is nuts. Any other coins you feel strong conviction about?
Ethereum. I think XRP. I really believe in XRP because I believe the government artificially kept it down for years. So it's at a lower price than it should be right now. That's the reason why we've seen a rapid growth in XRP since the Trump administration, because some of those artificial restrictions are being lifted off of XRP.
Right.
XRP was at 40, maybe 50 cents when Trump got elected. We're at 350 now, 7 times return in 8, 9 months. And there's a lot left to grow. Like, remember back when Bitcoin was 20,000, XRP was almost at $4. Now, Bitcoin is now 6 times higher, and we're back to where we were back then. So even if it kept the same parity like most cryptos have done, with Bitcoin, we should be at $12, $13, $14 by now. But we're still at $4. So it's still a lot of room to grow. And there's still a lot of potential going forward with XRP. And I believe it's been held back. And whenever something's been held back, we see the growth. It's going to happen regardless, but it happens rapidly over a short period of time.
Do you think XRP will hit $10,000 one day?
People always ask that, and it potentially can. And people always come back and say the market cap argument. Now, market cap was put on cryptocurrency from the stock market and other assets, but it's not a true representation of the entire value of a cryptocurrency. A market cap, for those who don't know, is the price of a unit of something times the available supply. And that you get a price, and that's what they call the market cap. And we use those to compare against other assets to see if it can go here or go there or whatever, just comparison. But crypto is a whole different thing. And we use these traditional metric to try to say, the market cap restricts XRP from getting to 10,000, but the market cap is not a true representation because money flows into crypto a lot differently. The market cap is not a representation of money flow into crypto. It's only a representation of what it's worth. So a lot less money has to flow into XRP to push the price up to well past, $10, $15. It doesn't have to be $1 trillion. It has to be, a few billion over a few weeks, and we'll push it over $10, $15 a coin.
Wow, just from a few billion?
Yeah, over a shorter period of time, though.
Got it.
It's not to double the market cap. You don't have to put another, 300 billion in. It doesn't work like that. You only got to put like 10 billion in a short period of time. And it's like, I give people an example. If you told me you just bought a house.
Yeah. So
in your neighborhood, there's houses, right? Let's just say you have a neighborhood of, let's say 100 houses. Each house is worth $500,000.
Yeah.
That's what it's 50 million. So it's 50 million for the whole neighborhood. Now, if I go into that neighborhood and I overbid for one of those houses because I really wanted up to $1 million. The next day, this is not 100% right, but it's roughly. The next day, the valuations of all those houses go up because of comp value, right? So I put an extra 500,000 into that neighborhood, and all the houses go up. So the entire market cap of that house would go up. Let's say they all went to $1 million.
Yeah.
Market cap doubled with me only putting 500,000 into the house. So that's how crypto works. It's on comp value. Whatever the last price of a crypto sold, they all go up. So it's not based on how much money goes in their crypto. It matters how much money in a short period of time and how much people want it, the demand.
Yeah.
Market cap is just a representation of how much it's all possibly worth if everybody sold today, which is not really true either, but it's just something people use to compare.
That's the best way I've seen someone explain it, man. Well done. A lot of normal people can understand that, I think. Because a lot of people complicate crypto, dude.
Yeah. It's like I used to be a teacher and people complicate things because whenever you teach somebody something, there's 2 ways you can go. If you want them to think you're the expert, you complicate it.
Yeah.
If you want to teach them, you bring it down. You have to bring yourself down in order to do that.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.
So people don't want to do that.
Respect, dude. Respect. Because I've had some teachers that you don't know what the hell they're saying,
I
bro.
hate them too, man.
Oh my gosh. All right, this is an interesting one. Was Osama bin Laden AI generated?
Now, there's a lot of people out there that say that that's true. Now, if you look back at the history, there were a few videos out there. There wasn't a lot. There's 5 or 6 were played to us over and over and over again. There's experts, video and audio experts that say there were inconsistencies in the video, facial expressions, body language, and also the graininess and the type of video that we saw. Now, if you go back to history, right? GPS was created in 1979. We didn't get access to GPS as human citizens into 2000, almost 22 years later. So technology sometimes will be held back for certain reasons or hidden or whatever because it gives a lot of power. So AI could have been out. And I studied AI in college in 2005. I worked for an early AI company in Nashville called EdgeNet. So it's been around for years. So if generative AI was out at that time, maybe a primitive form, they could have used that as a false flag operation to get us to have, think about it, bin Laden. He was well-educated. He was a billionaire.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was a billionaire.
Wow.
Suppose his family was. And he was also he was sending orders all over the world to commit murders from a cage. From a cave, I'm sorry. That's almost like a super villain. It's like somebody that we all can look at. There's no way, the way that he was created, I believe he could have been, is that he was created to hate. There was no way you could say this guy was a nice guy. No way.
Yeah.
So it was a perfect target for them to continue wars in the Middle East and also when he got killed, nobody knows. He got killed. They threw him over the side of the boat, and only 4 senators or 5 senators saw the pictures.
Really?
Yeah, so that also leads to that. He could have been AI generated with early versions of AI back, 20 years ago.
Nothing's too far-fetched to me these days.
I know it.
With how many theories are turning to be true.
Exactly.
And with this Epstein video now being officially announced as doctored.
Exactly.
There's a minute of the video removed.
And how long is Epstein's... we've been talking about this for 10 years almost, right?
It's been a while, dude.
I believe so. Before Trump got elected the first time, I think we started talking about Epstein.
They've been at it for a minute, dude.
Yeah.
And there's definitely some cover-up, right?
Yeah, there is. Something's going on.
And I feel like AI is so good these days.
And that's what we have. That's commercial version. Right. Imagine what they have, supercomputers and all the other, the technology that's not released yet that they have access to.
I mean, it's at the point now where I'll see a Joe Rogan ad and it's faked, but I can barely tell.
I saw one this morning. I could barely tell. It was a news, like a fake news thing. I thought it was real at first.
Most people would fall for that, especially the older guys that, they're not looking out like we are because we're in the weeds knowing about AI, but scary world these days, man.
It is scary.
We're going to get cloned. We're going to get deep faked.
Exactly.
That's the future.
Yeah, deep fake. Everybody's going to get deep fake. So got to find ways around that too.
Yeah. Discernment, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's nuts. What else are you working on in the crypto space right now?
I got, a site I'm working on called Market Gravity. It shows you how crypto and stocks move using gravity. So the balls will, when a stock is rising, the ball goes up. When it falls, it goes down. But it also shows a lot of different metrics and a lot of different movements of the market based on gravity. So that's something I'm working on, marketgravity.ai. Also just I speak a lot, educate people a lot on where things are going. And I'm very passionate in just getting people involved in both tech stocks and cryptocurrency because I see that's the future, is that one day with AI, we won't be able to invest at all. And I know we have a short window, especially with these tech stocks, AI, quantum computers. It's only about a 20-year window that people will be able to make, exponential money in these technologies because AI will take over trading, all trading, right? Is that the reason why we make money in investing is because of inefficiency. So we look at a system. I say, for example, let's say I sold shoes here in Las Vegas, right? So I knew a manufacturer in China that sells them at half price. So I ship them over here and sell them to you at full price, right? So that's an inefficiency. That's like the only reason I'm able to sell you those shoes because I know where to go when you don't. That's so it's all information. Right? The reason why I can look at a stock and I say, well, this stock is going to go up and somebody else can is because I have information and knowledge, experience that they don't have. Now, when AI steps in there, how will I be able to do that when it's at its true full potential? When it will have my experience, it will have my education, it'll be able to predict what's coming next before I can or any other person can. It reduces the opportunities to invest because not only one AI is doing it, hundreds and thousands of AIs doing it. And instead of going for, let's say, for example, I want to go for 30% gain, AI will take 5% gain or 1% gain, or maybe a 0.5%.
We'll play it safe.
So they'll all be selling, so the volatility of the stocks will start to go down. It won't be like we see it now with these wild jumps and stuff. It will be reduced almost down to nothing. So the AIs will make all the profit. And there won't be any room left for humans.
There's hedge funds doing that already, right?
Exactly. They've been doing it for years, but it's getting worse and worse now.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's concerning for our kids, right?
And imagine a small person getting access to what hedge funds had 10 years ago. And imagine 1 million small people having it.
Right.
So now they're willing to run a node doing that all day and making $100 a month. They'll be happy with it.
Damn.
If everybody does that, it reduces the profit down to nothing.
So the approach is to get it back now for the next 10, 20 years.
Yeah, with AI, crypto, quantum computers, a lot of these nanotechnology way down, maybe 10 years from now. Those are going to change society. And like you said, those will be the last group of inventions in technology.
Damn.
And from that point on, AI will do everything. You won't have any opportunities anymore. That's why I'm so passionate about getting people into this.
So I got to look into some nanotech stocks.
Yeah.
You think that's going to be big?
I think that's going to be big, especially for medical, in construction, materials, a lot of things. Like, I'll give you a good example. A lot of things we can't do is because we don't have the materials to do it. One of the ideas was called a space elevator. Space elevator is just, Earth has gravity. So if you have let's say a meteor, a satellite going around Earth, right? Mm-hmm. One of the ideas is to attach a cord from the ground all the way up and then send materials up to space like an elevator going along that cord. Problem is we don't have the materials strong enough to do that. Like technically we can do it, but we don't have the materials strong enough. Mm-hmm. So once we have the materials strong enough with nanotechnology, a lot of these things will start to become, average, things that we do every day. It will be more feasible because we have the materials. Nothing is called a gravity elevator. If you saw Total Recall?
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
I heard of. Is that a movie?
And in that movie, yeah, it's a movie. It's a newer version with Colin Farrell in it. So in that movie, there's something called a gravity elevator, which is a true concept. And so the Earth has gravity, right? So the gravity is centered in the center of the Earth. So if you drilled a hole through the center of the Earth and you just had a capsule on top, and the capsule was held on by like some holders, right? Yeah. Holders let go and it traveled through this tube. It would just fall to the middle of the Earth. When it got to the middle of the Earth, it would have enough momentum to go all the way to the other side. So you could travel from any point on the Earth through just gravity, no energy use, right? Wow. But the problem is that we don't have materials that can withstand the heat of the inside the Earth. So, but with nanotechnology, we can develop those things.
Damn. So we could go through the core in the future?
We can go through the core.
Holy crap. So we could send something to China in like however long it takes.
It'd be almost zero cost because we're using the gravity of the Earth.
Dude, that'd be nuts. Because right now to ship something from China, especially if it's heavy or whatever, Yeah. Damn, that's major, dude. What else are you excited about in the future? Any technology that's really got you thinking?
Quantum computers. I think that's got. We just talked about how AI will just replace us and be a higher intelligence than we are. That quantum computers will aid that. Now, quantum computers are a lot faster than classic computers. Every day what's on your phone, what's on all these cameras. That's classic computers. They worked for us for years, but they work serially. What that means is that every time, like any kind of data that it processes, has to do with an order, like people in a line. It does it extremely fast, but it has to go through that process. Now, quantum computers don't have to go one after another. It does it all at once. So it's infinitely faster than a classic computer. So it also, another thing, a lot of problems we have in computation is because our computers are too slow, So now, if we have fast computers, we can solve a lot of problems, medical problems, a lot of logistic problems. Logistic problems take up a lot of computer processing time. People don't realize that. But a lot of these things can be solved if our computers were faster. One good example is that the food problem in the world. Now, we don't have a food problem in the world. We have a logistics problem. And what that means is that we have a hungry person in Africa, right? And we have McDonald's in the United States, it has to throw away 20% of its food at night. Now, if we could find a way to send that food to Africa before it spoils, we've solved the problems. But the logistics of it is too complex with a whole worldwide system, trying to figure out what this food is going to spoil, that food is going to spoil, where it's going to go. We don't have a unified system to figure that out. Right. Quantum computers could do that. They could predict that this McDonald's will have leftover food today. So let's get it, freeze it right now, send it over to. It could predict all of that ahead of time. Wow! And we can't do that now because our computers are too slow.
Holy crap! So it could solve world hunger, is what you're saying. Quantum computing. That's how people made money with mining too, right?
Exactly.
Bitcoin mining.
Yeah. People make money with Bitcoin mining.
With quantum computers?
They don't use those. Those are not widely commercial available yet. They use ASIC miners.
Okay. Yeah, I know someone that was doing that when I was in high school. Everyone made fun of him.
Yeah, I bet nobody's making fun of him now.
He's chilling right now. He's probably got like 8 figures in the bank.
Yeah.
You were in early too, right? Crypto?
Yeah, I was in early. I was in crypto, and I got in 2011, but I didn't see it as an investment, and very few people did. It's almost like the reason why baseball cards, like the real old baseball cards, are worth so much because the early people didn't see them as investments. They put them in there.
Right, the Pokemon cards.
Yeah, like they were just playing around with them. The people that actually held them and preserved them are the people who thought ahead. Like I saw Bitcoin as more of a technology.
Right.
I had a software company at the time, and I thought the integration was where the money was at. So if my company went around and just installed Bitcoin payment systems, we'd make a lot of money. We did that early on. And I didn't really realize it was an investment in 2015 when Ethereum came out.
Yeah. That was the second bull run, right?
I saw Ethereum come up from 30 cents to like $4.
Jeez.
It just hit me out because there was no charts. You couldn't look it up. There was nobody talking about investing really. And I was like, man, all you got to do is just put money in and take it out. That's the same as any other investment. It just hit me at that time. And I just started investing in Ethereum. And it was hard to get it back then, you know.
Yeah, you had to buy it from someone else, right? There was a sketchy site. I remember you met up in person. And
that's how I bought Bitcoin. I used to meet a guy at the dog show.
I remember Western Unioning and doing weird shit.
Yeah, you had to do weird stuff.
Yeah, weird. It made you feel like a criminal back in the day.
Like they didn't even know what you were like saying. If you mentioned the word Bitcoin, I got my Bank of America account shut down.
My Chase is gone, bro.
Yeah.
I spent like millions with Chase credit cards and in the bank and just wiped out.
They saw Bitcoin somewhere, crypto.
They saw crypto somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was all the powers that be around 2016, 17 realized that crypto, or even early as 15, realized what crypto was. They were late to the party. And they had to, these people are like Chase and Bank of America. They're like big cruise ships. They can't just turn on a dime. They have to turn slowly. So they had to find a way to slow it down. So they told everybody it was a scam.
Yeah.
And I believe in 17, 18, they knew it wasn't a scam. They knew it wasn't. They purposely slowed it down and told everybody it was a scam. Mm-hmm. So you would get scared and they could accumulate and build these systems, infrastructure. It would take them years. And then now they're finally coming out and saying it's okay to buy it now. You can get it now. Even like JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, for years he said it was a scam. Now he has crypto and he's also instructed his advisors to start, telling people about crypto.
I remember that. Yeah, they probably couldn't figure out how to monetize it at first, right?
They couldn't figure it out.
But now the U.S. is going to launch their own coin, stable coin, so they're going to be able to monetize it that way.
They put themselves in the middle. That's where banks want to be, is in the transactions. They don't really, they just want, when you buy or sell, you have to go through us. Right. And that's the power.
That's how they make their money, right?
Move, yeah.
Because they can leverage their money 8 to 1 or 9 to 1 or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hopefully they take all those bans away, honestly, because there's a lot of big people.
It's still out there.
They're still banning people?
They still ban people. I mean, it's still not 100% free.
Damn.
And some people are still under bans. Like, I don't know if I can open a Bank of America. They give me 5 years. And that was in 2016. So I guess it's over now. But,
let me know if it works. Because I tried opening a Chase credit card and I'm still banned.
Yeah.
Crazy,
That's crazy that they still have people banned.
Yeah. Just for using crypto. I mean,
just for you buying crypto, you just buying crypto off an exchange.
Yeah, I bought it off Coinbase. I got banned for it.
Yeah.
Nuts, man. Well, dude, where can people learn from you? I know you're teaching this stuff. I know you're working on some stuff. You got a book too, right?
Yeah, I have a book that's coming out called Strategic Millionaire. It's 2 books actually with Wiley Publishing. One's called The Strategic Millionaire. It comes out next year. The other one is The Future of Wealth in America. We talk about all these things and how America has to position itself in the right way to stay on top with the rise of AI, quantum computers, crypto. So those 2 will come out next year.
Awesome.
I also have one now, the first edition. It's on Amazon, but the second edition, Rewrite a Strategic Millionaire, will be out next year.
Cool. We'll link the book. We'll link your socials, man. And check them out if you're interested in this stuff. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Check them out, guys. Peace.